Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Em, this is Lethal. So today I'm going to dive into a ritual and give my Monstera Deliciosa some TLC. And what I want to do is help it climb higher, as that's what they try to do within the understory of the rainforest, fighting for more light that shines through the rainforest canopy. So if you've ever wondered how to get your Monstera onto a plank, because I don't use moss poles personally and there's a reason for that, which I'll explain later in the video, stick around and I'll show you what I've done. I won't actually perform the actual process because I've already done it, as you can see, just about. Probably I will have a more sort of closer look at it, and I'll share the tips that I've done, or the things that I've done to keep it thriving. Because if I'm honest, the leaves are quite glossy, it's fenestrating really well. I've had no browning since I've had the plant, which was purchased around 3 months ago, and the size of it has just almost doubled in 3 months. And bearing in mind we are in the winter season, so I'll show you how to keep a Monstera thriving. And I haven't had it that long, but I believe that I've kind of cracked it. And yeah, we'll talk a bit more about it and go through it. And I just want to add, I know Monsteras these days, the Deliciosa, is not very popular because we do have a lot of hybrids available, like the Thai Constellation, the Alba Borsigiana, which I do have. You might be able to see just to the right of the Deliciosa. And I'm seeing new variants pop up, like the White Tiger. I'm seeing the Devil, which is the most expensive one. If you haven't seen that, go and have a look at the Monstera Devil, which I think is auctioned for up to $40,000, which they're categorizing as like the sports of the Monstera genus. But I really like the Deliciosa because obviously with variegation you've got less chlorophyll, and that's another subject. But yeah, let's dive into this. And yeah, Monstera Deliciosa. So as you can see, quite a healthy root system at the base, showing from the earlier roots, and the petioles are looking really rich green. Now if you're wondering what this contraption is here, there is a stick of bamboo with a copper wire reeled around it, with a coil-like shape at the top, if you can just see that there. If I come out a bit, yeah. This is part of electroculture, which I'll do another video on, which has a theory behind it. That oh, look at that. That is some gloss. Yeah, there is a theory that the electroculture will help to increase energy into the plant from the atmosphere with the energy that flows through the ether. But people could call me a nutter for adopting this theory. But yeah, here's the main Monstera. And yeah, so I had it for 3 months. Purchased it from a botanical gardens, and it was only £20, and it was about half this size. And now it is just massive. And what I'd done is I'd originally put these bamboo sticks in. You can see, so there's one there. And there is another one tucked in behind. I think you can just see it there on the plank. It's a bit messy with the copper because I used copper wire originally to try and stake the plant. And while it was growing, something didn't look right. So I ended up watching a few videos about aroids in the rainforest. And one of them I came across was really informative. And the guy who was presenting the documentary basically explained loads of things in the video. And also, as we know, Monsteras are epiphytes, meaning they grow on trees. But the Monstera Deliciosa, which we're talking about now, is also known as the Swiss cheese plant, and is native to the tropical forests of Mexico extending to Panama. This remarkable plant has captured the hearts of plant enthusiasts worldwide. Another thing, the plant is deeply meaningful. The Monstera comes from the Latin word monstrum, referring to the monstrous size, while Deliciosa relates to the delicious fruit it can produce. And it obviously belongs to the Ericaceae family and is an evergreen climbing shrub. Now, the leaves can grow up to 90 centimeters long, if you weren't aware. I know some of you will be aware, but if you haven't come across Monstera Deliciosa before, then that's how big you can expect the leaves to get if you look after it properly. So, apparently it grows about 1 to 2 feet per year, and it does require adequate support to develop that large fenestrated look. Now, since it's been on the plank, I've noticed a big difference in the way that the plant is growing, and even the leaves, the fenestration is starting to look much more detailed, and it seems to be fenestrating very quickly. Like the new leaves are actually coming out fenestrated, and on my other Monstera here, and this is exactly the same genus, okay. Let me bring this one out a bit. I better be careful with this one because I need to actually put a weight on this, because the plank on this one, and I've got this Monstera in pond, and I've had this one for about 2 years, but I had to cut this one right back and start it again. And I have just actually lost a leaf today from a fungus gnat trap. So the leaf became stuck on a fungus gnat trap and ripped it. So I might just end up removing that leaf altogether. I don't know. It really did upset me. I was a bit peed off for a moment. But yeah, these leaves that have come out new are not fenestrated. So if you see on this one, I think the newest leaf is behind here. There it is. It almost looks see-through. It's come out fenestrated. So it's something to do with the plank, I'm telling you. So what I'll do, I'm going to set up the camera so that we can have it on the plant, and we're going to go through how I've got the plank on the pot and tidy up this copper situation and remove the bamboo sticks and guide more of the plant to the plank. Because as I said, oh, my neck, I've got a bit of a bad neck at the moment, very stiff. So it is hard to hold the camera. I'm trying my best, so please excuse the camera. And if I sound a little bit ill, like I'm in a bit of pain, but I just had to do this video today, and I wanted to start creating some more in-depth content for the channel. And this is the first proper video, so please bear with me if the lighting's not that great and my narration skills are not like David Attenborough or some of the big plant influencers. I think that's the term. You know what I mean. Then you know why. All right. So, as I was saying, they are epiphytic in their growth pattern. So, the seedlings initially grow towards dark spots on the jungle floor, seeking tree trunks to begin their ascent, okay? And this is why I want to come back to the point of me not using moss poles, because the moss pole, don't get me wrong, it does support many plants, and I do get it, but I don't believe personally, and some people might beg to differ, some scientists might even beg to differ on this, and let me know in the comments what you think personally, even if you think that I'm talking complete utter rubbish and you've got a Monstera that is growing and flourishing on a moss pole or bamboos or whatever, then yep, I'm happy for you. But me personally, I believe that they need something wooden in order to give them optimal growth. Because as I was saying, once the seedlings grow towards dark spots in the jungle floor, they seek a tree trunk to begin their ascent, because a Monstera, it's like it's on a little mission. It's trying to find that sunlight, because where it is within the understory of the canopy in the forest, it will only be getting dappled sunlight, so little trickles, because you can see how dense somewhere like the Amazon is with foliage. That sunlight doesn't really get to the floor. So once they locate a suitable host tree, they will then start climbing towards the canopy. Okay, so it's not rocket science I'm dealing with. I'm talking about common sense, and I know there are a few other videos about planks on YouTube, but I thought I'd do one and give you my take on it and show you how I've done it, which is probably similar to another other methods that other YouTubers have done. So, as epiphytes, Monsteras obtain moisture and nutrients from rainwater and the surrounding air through their aerial roots. So as you can see, the aerial roots are here, and you do have some more located on other parts of the plant. Like for an example, on my other Monstera here, you can see just here, let's get a good focus on that. You can see the aerial root there, okay? So that aerial root there is there to absorb nutrients from rainwater surrounding air through their aerial roots. And there will also be some other aerial roots that will actually cling on to the tree trunk. And that's another story. So they attach to trees and other surfaces for support, and the aerial roots will eventually reach down to anchor the soil for extra stability, okay? So they do actually have a hemiaphytic nature, okay? No, a hemiapophytic nature, okay? So the Monstera is actually classified as a hemiapophyte, I think it's how you pronounce it. Excuse me if I've got it wrong. Meaning it exhibits both epiphytic and terrestrial characteristics as the plant matures. It may redirect its aerial roots back into the ground, establishing the connection with the soil while maintaining its elevated position. So what I'm thinking is the excess aerial roots, which I have seen in another video from another guy in America who actually has his Monstera attached, I think, to a plank, and then the other aerial roots and main roots start to cling onto the dry wall behind the Monstera, and then the additional aerial roots he put into a pot with leca, if I remember, for nutrients, which I thought made sense, and the Monstera looked insanely healthy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the camera on the tripod now, and we're going to tidy up this thing and show you how I attach the plank. And maybe you might want to try this yourself, because your Monstera might be looking leggy. And if you look at this one, it does not look leggy at all. It looks really, really firm and strong, and it's got quite compact growth, which is what you want. And yeah, let's go. I've got this cheap wire, as I said, from the local hardware shop, and some pliers, wire cutter on it, and I'm just gonna, yeah, attach it to the plank further. So yeah, in terms of the watering, if you have a Monstera already, you'll know that they do not like really wet feet. So typically I let this one and my elbow pretty much dry out completely before I water them. I don't think they are susceptible to root rot, but they are quite drought tolerant, I find. Obviously don't let it completely dry out, because then you will see the browning in the leaves come. But yeah, I'm almost to completely dry, so maybe like 3/4. This is me personally. Obviously you might want to tailor it to your pot size, because my pot is quite small for the Monstera, for this one in particular, because I do believe, which you may see other influencers, well, I'm not saying that I'm an influencer, you might hear influencers saying that they do prefer a snug pot, and I've always kept them in quite a small pot, because instead of focusing the energy on roots, you will have the plant focusing the energy on the leaves, which will give you bigger fenestrated leaves. So yeah, I'm gonna pull this one over here, because that one's really far away, and bring you up there. Some of them will need a gradual pull, so we'll kind of like just be introducing them to that pull towards the plank, and eventually they will find their way. This is also to tidy it up, and it will help it to actually grow more compact, and it will enable me to have more space within this area, because since I've moved it over here, it has kind of taken up a lot of the space. Nice. Thank you for joining me on this journey of my Monstera maintenance and further attaching it to a plank, I'd say. I hope you found it helpful and inspiring as we explore the exciting process of training a beautiful Monstera Deliciosa onto a plank. Remember, patience is key when it comes to plant care, and I can't wait to see how this plant thrives in the coming months. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss the update in 3 months. And what we'll do, we'll check on the progress and see how well the Monstera has taken to the plank. And if you've got any tips or experiences of your own with Monstera care, then please share them in the comments below, because I'd love to hear from you. But until next time, happy planting, and may your green thumb continue to flourish. That's it from me.